folks, what's going on? Sorry about the wind. I was gonna apologize for that ahead of time. There's literally nothing I can do about it. Well, as you can see, we're not hunting today. We are back out on that fishing grind again because we still have a little bit of time before archery season. And well, long story short, my wife found an excuse to come to Erie. That was a bite. So I found an excuse to bring the kayak, and that's where we're at today. So far, proving to be a pretty okay lake. I don't know if I'd say great yet, but today we are after some perch. And we're doing it by one of my favorite methods, the old trolling. Now, as far as where we are on the lake, we are in a secluded back cove in the bay. So not only are we in the bay, we're also in a cove within the bay. As you can hear, I'm sure, the wind is a bit atrocious right now. So the lake is far too choppy for a kayak, and quite frankly, so is the bay. But I found this little cove back here, sort of acting as a little mini lake. As you can see, I've just been trolling around, and so far it's been working. I've only found one perch thus far that was worth keeping. Hang on a second, I gotta keep my wits about me here. There's a ton of boat traffic on Erie. Who would have thought? Quite honestly, I'm debating hitting the main bay. In fact, I may do so to get away from some of this traffic, because I'm fishing in potentially the worst bottleneck for boat traffic. I feel really in the way. All right, so like I said, so far we've managed to pull one keeper size perch, and I'm keeping them today because your boy's hungry. And I've been wanting a perch fry for a long time, so I figured, if anywhere, this is going to be the place to pull one off. So our rig today, it'll look very familiar to people who fish Erie. We have a half-ounce bullet weight, or a quarter-ounce bullet weight, heading to our crawler harness. Stretch out our night crawler here. Somewhere around in there will be good. Nope, maybe not. Somewhere around there will actually be perfect. Chop this little guy in half. There we have our crawler and the harness. We have single silver blade, a couple beads, and that just runs through the water like so. And all I've been doing with it, give it a little pitch, like a little bit extra line out, close the bail, and stick it down into a rod holder. This has been my most recent investment. Literally just bought them today. I got 2 rod holders. I'm not running this right now because there are a ton of weeds, and this is very shallow. So I can really only keep up with 1 rod at a time right now. But I've just been paddling along, working this canal up and down. So far I've caught 1 less than legal perch, which I let go, and 1 fairly decent largemouth. Nothing to write home about, but it was decent. And then the perch we have on the stringer. So I figured I'd kick the GoPro on here, see if I can paddle around. There he is. He's on. Another little guy, feels like. Yep. He ain't legal. Little dinker perch. But he let us keep our worms, so I'm happy with him. Send that back out. Get it back in the holder. And off we go again. I really do feel in the way where I'm at, but I feel like I'd get absolutely rocked out in the main bay. This wind is atrocious. So I think I'll keep patrolling around this little stretch here, see how many perch I can rack up in the next couple hours. Get them home and have a little fish fry. There's one. This one feels a little more decent. Maybe not. Nope, another little baby guy. Okay. I gotta get him on the hook because I got a bay liner coming in behind me. Get here. Alright, well, while I have a minute away from some of that boat traffic, I figured I got some more to yap about. So, in this little secluded cove within the bay, we're only dealing with about 9 foot of water. So theoretically I should probably have an even lighter weight on my crawler harness rig, but it seems to be doing all right so far. It hasn't been snagging up on bottom too much. It has been dragging weeds pretty bad, but other than that, it kind of is what it is. Seems like the wind is kind of switched and is now coming from the north. Over here to my right is the peninsula that goes around the bay. So on the other side of that peninsula will be the main lake. I'd really like to be out there, but with the wind the way it is, no shot. I'm still considering going out to the bay. The issue there is I'd be getting absolutely bodied by all these big ass boats and their wakes. And I'm just not convinced that it's really worth it for a couple of perch. Still may give it a shot. I'm not entirely sure. But for now, I'm just kind of trolling around this little cove. So it's less than ideal. But I mean, there's clearly perch here, so that's what I'm after. I'd like to get into a little bit deeper water, maybe target some walleyes, but just don't know if it's worth getting absolutely bodied out there. Limit for perch is 30 a person. Minimum size is 7 inches. The one we got on the stringer is about 8. So hopefully we can pull in a couple more that are even bigger than that. I'd like to get into some of the Erie jumbos. So again, on the casting rod we have the crawler harness. On the ultralight, our usual panfish rig for perch. Tell you what, I might just put my oar up, use it as a sail. This is crazy. Alright, I'm cutting camera until I get a fish on. Well, folks, we got something decent on here. I think it's gonna be another bass. Oh boy. It sure is. Okay, we'll stick this back in the rod holder for a second. Get this rod in so it doesn't get all tangled in everything like it just did. Whoa. Okay. Stop for a second, make sure this is recording. Oh my god, I gotta get away from this post. Almost lost my rod there. Clutch save. Back out of the docks here, there's not a lot of fish in there. Okay. Head strap set up. Let's get this bass off. I wound up foul hooking them, but oh boy. Man, it is a nightmare fighting the wind and trying to fish. But a nice, that might be a spot actually. That's got a little mouth on it to be a largemouth. But it's got the line, so I'm calling it a largemouth still. Thanks for playing, little fella. Get away from this dock. Good God. Oh, it's been slow, folks. I wound up missing 2 fish on camera, but neither one of them was keeper size anyhow, so really isn't that upsetting news. I thought I hit the button to record. Turns out I didn't hit it quite hard enough, so it didn't record. Man, it has been brutal fighting the waves. I went out to the main lake for a little bit, but quite honestly, I had better action in here. So I came back in here. That was the first action I've had since. It is mid-afternoon though, so maybe here soon we'll start picking up action as we head into evening. Not entirely sure how the perch bite pattern is up in Erie, but I guess we'll find out. So I'm gonna continue doing my laps and see if we can pull any more keeper sized perch. Okay. We got one on here. Feels like a decent perch. This could be what we're after. It might be. Bud, you ain't legal. Quit. Quit. Another little perch. I need another whack at that big jumbo. That is gonna haunt me till I have to leave. Alright, well, looks like we got another baby perch. Yeah. And he's off. Man, I am struggling today. Well, I guess it's a good day when you're complaining about size and not numbers. I need keepers, man. Little fellas ain't gonna cut it. All right, let me flip around, start drifting back with the wind. And we'll get this guy rebaited. Another little dinker. Well, we'll check him. He might measure. pace today's going, I'll take it. He's gonna be pushing it. Whoops, that's a battery. Stay. Well, he's 7. With the way today's been going, 7's good enough. Can't believe I lost that one giant right here at the boat. Yeah. Well, it's 2 for the pot. Whoa, there we go. Now we're talking. That feels like a better fish. White perch. Well, hey, well, he swallowed that, so we'll check a minimum size on them bad boys, and we'll probably be adding him to the stringer too. That's Ohio. No minimum size limit. Okay. There you go. The internet never lies. So let's get this guy unhooked, throw him on a stringer. Well, we got something good enough to turn the boat around here. I think it's another bass. Yup, it's a good bass. It's a good bass. Yup. Come on in, son. How is that for a largemouth? No dispute there. Oh, yep, he got me. Okay, well, pop this off, make sure you're recording. You are. There you have it. That is a tank of a largemouth. Holy crap. Smoked the worm harness. That feels good. It's been a frustrating day. Fighting this wind, it's been crazy. All right, let's let this big hoss go. Can you dance for me? Nope, you're just gonna head off. Well, it doesn't go on the stringer, but it's a good fish. Hard to complain about that. Let's get some more. Well, folks, welcome back to the Man Cave Kitchen. We are home once again. It is game day, and I am ready to whip up a fish fry. Here we have our fillets. We wound up keeping 2 of the perch that I caught were legal size and 1 of the white perch because I've never eaten it before and I want to see if it's any good. So, we're going to be doing this in probably the most simple and classic way to prepare perch. We're going to fry them. So, for this we're going to be doing essentially the same thing as I did with the dove. So we are going to need 3/4 cup of flour, wherever my 1/4 cup thinger is, right there it is. Three of these bad boys. Again, we only have 6 fillets, so we don't need a whole lot of batter mix. Therefore, I'm only, again, going to be shooting for around a cup of mix. So, flour is out of the way. 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Good enough. Get us, you know what? Before we add the milk, we're going to throw in our seasonings. We're going to be using a little bit different seasonings this time than we did with the dove, because it's a different kind of meat. We are going to be using onion salt, paprika, and garlic parmesan seasoning. So I think together these three will make a pretty good complement to the natural flavor of the fish. Just got to dust it in there till it looks about right. We want to go relatively heavy on the garlic parmesan here, because I think that's going to be the featured flavor, so to speak. Ooh, that smells good already. This is an unopened paprika, so just kidding. Weird, all right? Nice dust of paprika. And a dusting of onion salt. This has a cap, and it is hard as a rock. Just gonna loosen that up quick. That'll do it. Nice little dusting of onion salt. We don't want to go too crazy with this. That'll be plenty. Goodness. Now, a 1/2 cup of milk. An egg. Ooh, baby. And whisk it with your favorite plastic utensil. You're going to make sure this is all mixed together. If it doesn't seem to be quite battery enough, we're going to add a little bit more milk, which it appears that is going to be the case. That ought to do it. You just want to mix it till you get all the chunks out. You want a nice smooth batter. All right, so next up, you're going to heat your oil to between 370 and 375. While we're at it, we can keep whipping our batter mix. Sweet refreshment. All right, so now that our batter has been whipped, we're going to take our fillets and lay them out on a paper towel. That's just going to get them nice and dry. Don't judge me by the size of my fillets, judge me by the quality of the finished project. Quite honestly, these were not the size of perch that I was expecting to catch out of Lake Erie. But we did manage to catch some fish, caught a couple of real nice bass in there too. So overall, can't say I'm terribly disappointed by the outcome of the trip. Matter of fact, I'm actually quite happy with it. So, we're going to flip those fillets on that paper towel just to kind of dry them off a little bit. And then, once our oil heats up, we can get ready to dip it in the batter and throw them in the fryer. All right, oil's heated up. We'll pop this lid off. This time what I think we're gonna do is drop the basket into the oil. That way we don't have the issue that we did with the dove where the breading was sticking to the fry basket. I'm not sure if it'll work or not, but we'll find out. So now we take our fish fillets, drop them into our batter, make sure they're nice and coated. Give it a little stab. And let it, please work with me. That's all you need to do is work with me. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It'll be fine. Let that drip a little bit so we don't have a whole ton of extra batter kind of floating around. And we'll just take our fillet and lay it in the oil. Ooh, baby. Repeat with the rest of the fillets. Well, that did not work at all. They super stuck. But hang on to your excess batter. We're gonna make something cool with it once this fish is done. Stay tuned. All right, so because those are only small fillets, they're not gonna need a whole lot of time to cook. So, you only need a couple minutes, and check this out. Look at the state of them. So, I think we're gonna let them drip off a little bit, get them on a plate. And just to verify that it is in fact fully cooked, here we have a piece of fish, and it should come apart nice and flaky. Yep. So, taste test. Ooh. Wow. That's really good. Okay. Well. Toss our fillets onto the plate here. Hot lava. All right, so for our pieces of batter that's stuck to the basket, you just kind of take your fork and poke that out of there. It'll be all right. Just a little bit extra fun. So now your fish is done and you have all this leftover batter. What are you gonna do with it? I'll tell you what you're gonna do with it. You're gonna add another 3/4 cup of flour. You know what? We'll stick with a 1/2 cup. And about a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And you're going to mix that into your batter until it gets chunky again. You want it to be almost like a bread dough. See that? Bread dough type consistency. Then what you're going to do, take your fork, scoop out a chunk, and drop it into the oil. Because we're making hush puppies. Get another chunk, and repeat until you're out of batter mix. You may have to make these in batches, because the fryer basket's going to fill up pretty quick with these bad boys. And these only take a couple minutes as well. And these you can just let cook until they start to turn that golden brown color that you like. Don't judge me, I haven't eaten yet today. Hush puppies are taking a while. Oh. And the batter's really good. Oh! Damn it! Beer batter! Idiot! If your hush puppies start to get real dark brown on one side and they're still light on the other, take your favorite utensil and roll them over. You want them to be cooked evenly. and about till they match the color of the fish batter. All right, first batch of hush puppies is done. Just drip them off a little bit. Throw them on the dish next to the fish. Finish off the rest of your batter. And there you have it. That bowl's a lot easier to clean than one that's still half full of batter. While we're waiting on the second batch, give you a close-up view of how you want these hush puppies to turn out. With that nice golden crispy outside, a little crispness, and on the inside, nice and fluffy. Ooh, baby. Mmm. You really taste the garlic parmesan in these. That was a good call. Well, I missed the opportunity to beer batter these fish, but while I'm waiting on these hush puppies, I'm not going to miss the opportunity to beer batter myself. Mmm. Good shit. Alright, so now these final two hush puppies are done. Toss them onto the dish. Oh boy. And we're ready to eat. Okay, well, here we are. We have our wonderful Erie perch and our homemade hush puppies. Let's give it a shot. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Crispy and delicious. Listen to this. Mmm. And the hush puppies. Mmm. Crisp, but also flaky. Look at that. Mmm. It is hard to beat a meal you catch yourself. Well, I'll save you all the torture of watching me eat the rest of this. So, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.